Good evening, my friends, and welcome to the next episode of Opus Magnum. Tonight, we're going to continue working our way through the Appendix. We got 6 puzzles down last time out. We're going to have 7-ish to go. There are no easy puzzles anymore. There are no tutorials here. When we want to take a break, we're going to have to go and play some Sigma's Garden, and to be fair, we're something like only 17 wins away from getting that reward. For now though, let's have a look at Vapour of Levity. This is a kind of vapour which, when inhaled in large quantities, increases feelings of happiness and merriment to a rather extreme degree. Its origins are obscure, but some say it derives from the project of a particularly rebellious student at the university who was later expelled. As the vapour grew in popularity, its use resulted in several serious accidents, as those who took it freely found themselves quite unbothered by concepts such as safety or gravity. The substance was quickly banned, and the production cabinets marked for destruction. However, due to a clerical error, or perhaps a convenient oversight, the cabinets were in fact spared, and made their way into the basement of a nondescript shop in the Downriver quarters where, for a small amount of coin, the curious and foolhardy can experience an evening full of giddiness and mischief. Let's take a look. What do we have? Stabilised air and then something. And the something we're trying to create is that. Well, that barely fits in there. So that's clearly not where that's supposed to go. This is going to be on this side here. Interesting, interesting. So that will turn the salt atom into a cardinal element. We'll need to break it up. Actually, no, we can move it over in one go, can't we? Yeah. So that will work. Oh, hang on a second. Let's move myself out of the way. There we go. That's much easier for you guys to see now. Right. We also have the glyph of animus. Hang on, wait. Animismus. That's also going to be needed. Thankfully, we don't need the destructo glyph. So, salt, and then we want 1 salt to become air. And then it's actually 3 airs come through here. Does it make sense to try and put that in there? I'm not sure it does, you know. So this is interesting then. So sometimes you want it to go through, sometimes you do not want it to go through. Okay, I think we've got enough room here to be kind of, you know. I think we've got enough room here. So we can grab that and we can just put it on a track and we can just dump it straight in there, and that's going to make 2 air that are connected with each other. Okay. What we're then going to want is, yeah, we will take it, pivot, extend, pivot, pivot, put it in and drop, and that will get us salt and air coming through. Yeah, okay, cool. So that deals with getting the individual atoms themselves What we're then going to need is we're going to need to break these up individually. For sure. I'd rather break them up on this side, but you know we could break them up on this side to save some space over here. Means we've kind of got to do twice as much work moving the atoms on this side, but I think future us will appreciate it. Because if we do that, that's a pretty tasty use of room there. So grab it and bring it 1, 2, 3 and drop it and go back plus extend, grab, minus, drop that one, and then yeah, and then reset. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab it, pivot it, extend it, pivot it again. And then pivot it another time so that you're actually holding it here, but from the bottom now. And then you're going to go plus drop, which will leave a piece here, and you're extended, so you bring it back, grab, plus drop, pretty sure. Well, that will be a reset, and here that's weird. Why is that reset not kind of resetting? But okay, so there's the first one come through. There's pivot, pivot. Oh, right, wrong way around actually. It's that one. Okay, and now you're going to pivot, pivot, pivot. Whoops, that needs to be minus, minus, that's why. Right, that needs to be minus, minus, plus, no, another minus, yeah. Yeah, and then that's going to drop. Bring it back, grab that, go minus again, and then yeah, and then that's a reset, and then that goes there, and that's going to get all the atoms we need through those holes. So, what are we picking up from this side? Well, the first ones that come through are 2 airs. Do you know, it'd be really nice. It'd be really nice to have something like that, wouldn't it? We can't get it quite working like that, unfortunately. Oh, that would be pretty nice, though, wouldn't it? I feel like this is what we're going to be fighting against, though, is like sensible orientation of these two things. Like, that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice there. These first 2 airs that are coming through, I kind of feel like we want to bond them together and then just put them somewhere sensible. These 2, which are going to be a Moors, the Vitae and the Moors, it's almost certainly going to be a piston, which is grabbing those on a track which does that and that. And that's after picking up the salt. The salt can be gained from... The salt is going to be this one here. It's going to be the one at the top, yeah? So I think we just kind of want to have a path which sort of looks a bit like that, yeah? Where we go doot, 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 bonk, bonk. And number 2 is going to be ready. to pick up the salt as necessary. Meanwhile, I don't hate the idea of literally just putting another arm here that can grab the air as necessary. Pull them back into the bonding glyph and then sort of get them to where they need to go, but it also doesn't need to be this close. So could be the arm could be all the way back here with a track that goes here and here. Grab that and we could pop the air here, we could pop the air here until we're ready to deal with it somehow. And then we could have another glyph of bonding like here, and that's enough room to rotate that whole structure around in. So maybe something like that is where we're going here. So let's just make a little track there. Right, which one's the first one to come through? That one is the first one to come through. So number 3, you are going to grab, bring it back. No, you're only going to bring it back once and release it and just go extend and minus, and then you are ready to grab the next one, and then you're going to bring back the whole thing. You're holding the whole thing, bring it back again, and I think you even have room to rotate it and reset. Yeah? Not quite, not quite. Why did you not work? Ah, you are one too swift. No, you are not where you are. Not exactly where I thought you'd be. Which is fine. Yeah, you're bringing it back, So then release, go plus, grab it again and rotate it, and then reset. It's interesting actually, yeah, because the next air it has come through already. We could try. Yeah, we could move these two onto these two and then just grab this here, couldn't we, right? Yeah, that would... Yeah, that would work. That would work. We kind of end up imposing on the track slightly. But yeah, that's okay. So you bring it back, bring it back. I don't think you want to bring it back, actually, though. I think you want to pivot it. Yeah, and then just go +1 and reset from there. Okay, and then after you reset, go -1. And it's after this one gets released, you're picking it up again. Bring it back. Okay. Arm number 2, however. Arm number 2 needs to grab here. Is going to rotate round twice. +1. Just extend 3 times and then reset. Do you know what? Doing it that way is actually pretty nice because this spot stays open the whole time. So that's okay. Except this curves the wrong way, doesn't it? It's this one. So you need this one on the bond. Yeah, you need it curving that way and then rotate it. Okay, wait. Do we have enough time to do that? What you're going to do is rotate it the other way and go plus, which we're already doing actually. Grab it in, and you're going to immediately pivot it away. Pretty nice, that's pretty nice, and go plus. Yeah. And then reset and go negative. Okay, after that one, you're going to go here, you're going to go here. And that's sort of all you need to do. And then after this one, you're going to go here, rotate that way twice, and you need to go plus, plus, plus. Plus, plus, plus. Drop it, and then we can start worrying about how this all, how the fire. Oh wait, no. Oh, okay. Come back another one. Great. So, this is where we're at now. We can certainly bring the... Now the good thing is actually that this is rotationally symmetric, this blue spine here. So we could... We just need to kind of move it over one, and we could stick a bond here as long as it's not been used so far. Yeah, I don't think we use those two. So if we rotate that and pivot it, we could stick one here. And then number 2 can drop the relevant parts off for us. So let's stick a bonding glyph there. We don't need that one now. So let's stick a bonding glyph there. So that's ready. And number 3 doesn't need to hold it there. Number 3 wants to release that, extend it, and grab it. because this is going to be rotated in just a second. We're going to do the Moors first. We're going to do the Moors first, because then we want to rotate it the other way round. So, minus, we just dropped this off. Minus extend, grab, you've grabbed that. Now bring it in. Yep, you've brought it in, and you're going to rotate it twice around here. Drop it. Right, at this point, number 3 is just going to pivot that twice. Hang on. Wait, no, that's not actually going to quite have enough room. Number 2 needs to get out of the way. So number 2 needs to rotate twice that way and go plus plus. But also number 2 didn't grab a thing. I think it's supposed to grab there. And you know what, number 2? Do your pluses before your turns. That would be helpful. Because now we can extend it and turn again. Okay, number 3 needs to do a bit of wiggling now. So we are going to do an in. Yeah, it's an in, a release, a plus, a rotate, a grab, a rotate, a pivot. No, that didn't quite work. Bring it in, release, plus, rotate. Yeah, we need another in. Now it's a rotate. Then it's not a pivot, it's a minus and extend, but you also need a release there. So a release, a minus extend, a re-grab, and a pivot. And now it's in the correct spot. So number 2 got into its correct spot back here. This is all fine. Hey, Darkflow in the chat. How are you doing, sir? Happy Monday to you. Happy Monday to you. Number 2 is going to do a grab. It's going to do a rotate round twice, and then a plus, plus, minus, 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 and then we're going to do a giddy rids there, but not quite. It basically needs to go around about there, frankly, because it doesn't need to be too far in advance, and actually it needs to even be one later than that. Perfect. Perfect. Oh yeah, fair play, fair play. Long walk, always good. Yeah. Now let me think. This is here. It kind of needs to move an extra plus. One later. There we go. And then we're just doing another plus and then a reset, yeah? Let's go. Hype, hype. Yeah, so how's your Monday been, Darkflow? Good start to the week? Sweet, and we didn't even use this hexagon over here. What a tiny machine. Oh, Matthew Vandervander in the chat. Just popping in to say, hey, you're watching the Riven VOD. Brilliant, brilliant. Oh, I had such fun playing Riven yesterday. Yeah, it was great fun. Oh, thank you so much for the subscription. Oh, thanks, Matthew. That's really nice. There we go. One more puzzle out of the way. Yeah, I had great fun playing Riven yesterday. Really enjoyed it. It's better than I thought it would be, genuinely. Like when people said, oh yeah, you know, it's like it's a point and click, it's going to be a little bit rough, you've got to be like prepared and so on. I was fully bracing myself for a dissolve. I was fully bracing myself for like a dissolve effect, you know, like you'd click forward and it would like and then like load up the next screen or something. But I'm really impressed with how it integrates those full motion videos fairly seamlessly. Like you can see the lines, right? You can see the edges of the green screen, but it's pretty slick. I feel like it was like it might not have run that smoothly back in the 90s, but it's kind of all right. The video clips are super compressed. Yeah, I mean I'm playing it on a small window for sure. But even the transitions, like turning left and right, it's a little bit weird that sometimes turning left and right is a full 180 and sometimes turning left and right is 90 degrees. And certainly there's an early puzzle room where you're in a 5-pointed star and turning left and right is actually 72 degrees rather than 90. So that's a little bit weird because the animation always looks kind of like you've turned 90 degrees, even if it's a 180 turn. But, you know, the fact that it's just a simple slide, it's just a little slide transition, it's so effective. It's really, really clever. Yeah, I was fully expecting it to be like okay, you've decided to turn left. I'm going to turn to a black screen, and now you are facing the other direction. So it's slicker than I had in my mind's eye. Okay, next puzzle, abrasive particles. Celestial observatories came into fashion among the great houses once it became possible to produce large amounts of purified glass. These observatories were impressive in their size and magnification ability, though they were also remarkably sensitive, and the slightest scratch on the surface of the lens could ruin the image, or worse, be mistaken for a new celestial body by an overeager astronomer. The lens of the observatory at the House Soria was the first to be made with a surface polished by minute particles rubbed over its surface, which removes imperfections by the application of friction. Of course, to achieve this, on such a large lens, a vast quantity of abrasive polishing powder was needed, and several production engines were created to manufacture it. We are thankful that the significant cost no doubt associated with this process was more than matched by House Soria's continuing dedication to the advancement of science. You still think the fixed POVs help a lot with directing your attention. I worry that the remake of it will make things much harder because you can obsess over some weird corner of the room. That happened to me a bunch with Abduction. Yeah, with Abduction is a weird one, and I discuss this a lot on my videos. Abduction is a game that's become harder as time's gone on, because what they've done, And far be it from me to ever criticize someone's creative vision, right? But what they've done is they've added new things to the game over time, but the new things they've added are not related to puzzle solutions, but are more to do with fleshing out the lore and making the environments feel more lived in. So some of the things they've added in Obduction, the tiki bar and the submarine, do nothing in terms of giving you clues. Like, they only serve to distract you. Like, in the tiki bar, there's a whole bunch of ingredients lists for various cocktails that you can make using local flora and fauna, and I was like, well, I'm going to screen grab all of those because, you know, my experience with Quern has taught me that we're going to find an alchemy lab sooner or later, right? But no, it's just flavour. It was just flavour, and it wasn't in there in release. So yeah, harder. It gets harder over time. They've also added a load of backer reward items, which there is an optional option in the backstage menu to give an indication when something is a backer reward item, because there's a whole bunch of stuff in the game that you can look at, but they're not clues, they're just like random stuff that the Kickstarter backers asked to be put in as like a pledge reward, and I don't think that's a good idea. Like, well, it's neat, like there is a backstage option to turn on an indication that this item is nothing to do with a clue, but if you don't know that backstage option exists, or you don't know what highlight backer reward items does, then you might not turn it on. So okay, so we've got abrasive particles coming out the bottom, we've got something coming up the top. So here is what we start with, and blimey, we've got metallic cinnabar. And that's what we want to make. Oof. So we want to take the iron. The iron needs 3 mercury to turn it into gold. Alright, Matthew, thank you for stopping by. I'll catch up with you soon. Okay, we have the 3 mercury we need. Yeah, okay, this is actually potentially not too bad. We have the 3 mercury we need, we have the 3 salt that we need. We need to... Doritos heart. Do you know what? We're going to go back to the witness at some point, I've decided. We're going to go back to the witness and 100% that properly. I think step 1, we take this and we add bonds here and here. Because I have a feeling that... yeah, like, if you've got that there, and you unbond the mercury, isn't that just going to sort of drop it in? Yeah, I think we're going to go back to the witness, right? Because there's a lot of stuff in the witness that I've never done. So, spoiler warning for the witness, if, you know, people on the YouTube haven't seen it yet. So I have beaten the game. Unfortunately, I've lost the video of me doing the ending. So yeah, so my YouTube videos kind of end a little bit abruptly, which is a real shame because The Witness is one of my most popular playlists, so that's a bit awkward. I've certainly had a couple of people comment asking when the next episode's coming out, and I'm like, oh, that's awkward. So I have beaten it, but I've beaten it in the sense that I have completed 5 of the areas and got the lasers and went into the mountain and did the thing. I am aware of the obelisks, and I know that there are some environmental puzzles because I have solved a few of them, right? But at the time, I kind of made the decision that I was like, we're not going to 100% this game. We just sort of want to get to the end of the round. You know, that was a couple of years ago. So I think it's a good time to kind of go back. So the areas that I did beat was I beat the reflections area. I didn't beat the desert. I beat the castle. I beat the pergola. I beat the jungle. And I beat the, what I called them the turbines. But yeah, but I never beat the desert. I worked out the clue for the desert, but like there's a room that you go into and you're underground in the room, and there's like one puzzle and like you can't turn the lights on in the room, and I got well stuck on that. Like, man, we were stuck for an entire stream on that one. So yeah. Will we go back to it in stream? We could go back to it in stream. It probably could be quite a popular one to stream. Okay. Our friend, the piston arm, is going to come and help us out here. The first thing we're going to do is we are going to bond here and bond here. And the easiest way to do that is probably going to be to take this. We're going to start this. Oh shoot, we can only do one atom at a time. Bleh. Yeah, I haven't really thought this through. So hang on, wait, yeah. No point bonding that up then. We're going to need to go one atom at a time. Well, let's take this over here. We'll take all of our breaking glyphs over here as well then, and we'll take our bonding glyphs over here. And what we'll try to do on this side is only bring through gold and 3 salts, which we will then bond up and see if we can kind of get that working. So can we unbond this and make the gold from it in one go? Might be tricky. Might be tricky. Like, this would definitely be easy if we're only sending the gold and the salt through. This side is going to end up with loads of free space. I think, no, actually I need that free, don't I? So actually maybe more like something like that, and then that's going to be a track around the top, and that could start there as long as we always leave one atom interfering it. So we can grab it and pull it back, and that's only going to break this bond, and then we can start rotating it, but then it's good. Bring that back here and in here, or create a little mercury store over there. Yeah, okay. I think this is doable. I think this is doable like this. It's going to be time consuming though, but let's work it. So here and here. And that's going to break those, and then let's rotate it that way, and then that's going to break those. And that's going to give us mercury. So we release it, we swing round this way, we go negative, we grab it. And then we're going to go in, plus, plus, and then reset. Okay, let's bring it in first. Oh, hang on, wait. Yeah. Okay, hang on. I totally have messed up that. So we're going to release. We're going to go negative, negative, and then swing it. And then you can't go plus, plus. You've got to go plus in. Plus in, plus. Blah. Plus in, actually. Because then we're going to end up with a little mercury farm that we'll make. The salt we can start passing straight away. Do you know what we need to do? We actually don't even want to reset that. We just want to release it, swing it that way, extend it twice. Yeah, grab it, and then pivot it again. And then we're going to grab that salt. So minus, minus, swing. Release. Minus, minus, swing, grab, in, swing, minus, extend, drop. Brilliant. Meanwhile, this one can actually swing there and just extend and grab and pivot again. This one then, grab it. All you have to do is grab it, in, here, reset. That's all number 2 has to do. Easiest job in the world. Number 1, meanwhile, pivot, release, plus, grab, in, plus, plus, swing it back the other way. No, release, release, and then swing it back the other way. Yep. Extend, grab, pivot it again. Yep. Minus, minus, swing, grab, in. Minus, minus, swing, grab, in, swing, minus, no, that's not it. Release. In, swing, minus, yep, extend, drop. And then it's going to be like swing, extend, extend. Oh no, don't do that. Yeah, okay. So you just need to go, grab, pivot it once more. And, oh man, you're so close. Yeah, we're really close now. This is fine. So pivot, release. And then it's going to be just like, let's just go plus, grab, plus, grab, grab, plus, drop, minus, minus, grab, grab, pivot it that way, plus. Now at this point the new one's going to come in, but we're grabbing, we've got the iron here now, and it's this way. So the iron's going to come in, we've got plus, bring it in twice, rotate it that way, minus, minus, drop. Great. Number 2 just needs to, which is the drop that actually does it. It kind of doesn't really matter, does it? Because all we're going to do is we're just going to grab it, bring it in, and reset, like at some point. Right, you drop that, and you've dropped that here. So now you're going to swing, plus, 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 grab it, minus, 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 drop, plus, 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 extend, 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 grab it, retract, minus, 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 drop, and the last one's like here, I think. So plus, plus, extend, extend, plus, plus, extend, extend, grab, back, back, minus, minus, drop it, swing that way, grab it, extend it, drop it, and then you're going to go back for the last thing. Meanwhile, you are going to grab it here, swing it once that way, then pivot it twice, drop it, come back in, rotate that way, grab that, bring it that way, and then reset. You've just dropped that, so now you're going to go that direction to put you here. The last... oh shoot, the last salt's here, is it? So might need to move this track one more. Oh no, but I've got a thing there. Oh no, that shouldn't actually matter. No, that should be fine. Yes, because I can't reach that salt unless I extend the track by 1, but that's fine. We'll just extend the track by 1. So, you are already pointing that way, so we're just going to leave you pointing that way, and instead we're going to go plus, 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 and then extend yourself once, and that should be enough. And then just bring it back in. Once, twice, yeah, just twice. Minus, 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 minus. Boop, 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 boop. Drop. Should work. Number 2, therefore. Oh no, you froze your beer. Oh, that's no good. That's no good. You know what? Oh, really? Oh, that's great. That's great. Just a bit. Just a touch. What is your 0% beer of choice? I am also an aficionado of the alcohol-free beers nowadays. It's that point in your life where you hit the 2-day hangovers that actually just stops being worth it, really. This, I pivoted here, grab here, yeah, I don't think this is correct quite right, actually. Because I put that there, then released it, and then just reset it. Well, that's just not correct. Right, because yes, we want to release it. Yes, we want to release it, but we actually want to extend it, grab it, and rotate it twice more, and then reset. Yeah. And after this one gets dropped, we want to extend here. Okay, and then you're going to grab in that way, and then you're literally holding it there. Yeah, so we're just going to put it here, swing it, -1, and reset it. And that, my friends, should do it. Hype, hype. Probably never heard of it since it's French. Panache. Okay. You're right. I've not actually come across that one. So I quite like an alcohol-free Leffe Blonde. I think it's quite a good one. If I'm feeling very summery, an alcohol-free Budweiser or Bud Light, actually. Kind of nice, I think. Well, this looks like this is working all right. Took us a while to get there. The number of cycles is pretty insane, but we've ended up with something that actually is kind of space efficient. We've ended up with a lot of spare space on the right hand side. I'm going to really jinx it, but the 2 that we've solved this week, I think were actually easier than the ones we did last week. I think I certainly struggled more with space last week than on these 2. Okay, cost pretty good. Instructions way high. But that's alright. More like a general party drink. That's fair. So a general party drink, would that kind of be like, I don't know. Well, the one that immediately comes to mind is Prime. But of course, Prime is more like G Fuel, or, you know, it's like all electrolytes and caffeine and stuff, right? Eye drops of revelation. A long time ago, during the Imperial era, a certain alchemist believed that eye drops of his own design would allow him to see the divine. His prior disregard for the norms of alchemical science, freely using vitae and mors as he wished, had already alarmed authorities within the guild. Upon hearing of his dangerous attempt to transcend the boundaries of the world, they endeavoured to arrest him before he could bring harm to himself and others. The authorities were too late, however, arriving at his remote atelier just in time to witness him place the drops into his eyes. It is said that he crumbled to the floor and began to talk of a separate plane of existence entirely unlike our own, ruled over by strange machines. He was summarily detained and imprisoned, where he could babble about his visions unheeded until he expired some years later. Oh, like a very low alcohol lemonade. Right, okay. Fair enough. Eye drops. You made this one and the next ones this week. Okay. Well, we've got 3 very small areas this time. We've got stabilised water up here, which is kind of a good indication that's where that's going. Eye drops of revelation. Eye drops of revelation. The fact that we've got 2 of these, yeah, there's a vitae and there's a mors. We cannot fit both of these into the same output zone, though, right? Or can we? No, you can't. You can't fit them both here. Right. Oh dear. Okay. Only individual atoms passing through this one, so this should be fairly straightforward. We need a glyph of debonding. Yeah, okay, okay. Glyph of debonding, and we will either bring it round like that, like this, or we can swap them round and actually do it like that, and then grab this and then have a little track if we need a little track. But you can, I think, do it without a track if you did something like that, and then that leaves an extra spot for a calcification rune or something like that if we need it. Probably don't though. Okay. So for every product we have a vitae and a mors. A lot of salt, actually. So yeah, I reckon maybe that's part of the sneaky, because you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 salt, right? Because you need 2 salt to make the vitae and the mors, which incidentally we'll plonk that down there. You need 2 salt to make the vitae and the mors. So you are gonna debond this. 1 salt, 1 water. 1 salt, 1 water. Then you need... Yeah, okay, cool. Alright. Let's do that then. Number 1. Okay. We're going to pass through the salts first, and then the water can come later. So number 1 is going to first of all do a pivot, a rotate, a pivot back, and extend a drop Now you can't do it like that, because this arm can't reach that point anymore. You're going to need to do it this way round, and then it doesn't even need a piston arm. It's going to be one of these. You bring it round, and you either bring it round to the right or you bring it round to the left. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Grab 1, 2, 3, 4. Drop, bring back twice, grab 1, 2, reset. Then you're going to grab the next salt. Grab 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, you're just copying that, aren't you? Right, that gets you salt. Then you're doing a grab 1, 2, 3, back, drop, back, grab, here, drop, and then that's a reset, and then you're doing that again. Cool. So that gets all of your raw materials through. What we're going to need then coming from the salt side, and I've accidentally got one too many instructions there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that should be correct. Oh no, what's happened to my keyboard? Hang on. Just like minor keyboard problems. Oh, all products must be in place. That's why it's not working. Right, yeah, okay, fine. Oh, yeah, okay, right, and then that's not working. Right, okay. I'm not sure where I'm going to stick that. It's not a terribly convenient spot, has to be said. One of them needs to come through this way, right? That's for sure. And you can only do 2 pieces at a time. Oh, it's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. Okay. I think what we want to do, 4 salt is coming through first. We grab the salt. You grab the salt and you place it. You grab the next salt and you place it. Maybe more like that. Yeah, you grab that. That gets you your Vitae and your Moors. You then need to bond each of them with a salt. It's a bit messy, isn't it? You put that one there, and you're going to grab a salt, and you can put the salt through here. That gets you this one. Maybe another arm around here to then grab that, put it in there. And you're going to need to have something to grab that one and grab the other salt and combine those together. So probably another bond. Ah, no, you can't do a bonding glyph there if I want to have a... yeah, it can't reach that. So... problem, maybe? Nah, probably not a problem. I think that would be okay. Okay, let's try something like that and see how far we get. So, This needs to be on a track. So number 2. And you know what? Number 3 can also work in tandem with number 2 as well. So, first one gets dropped. Number 2, you're picking that up. You're going to go that way. And go plus. And you're going to reset. Number 3, you're going to grab the other salt. You're going to come in and then you're going to place that salt there. So number 3, after that drop, is going to come in, back swing. Oh, I've got another extra one, another extra command in there. Let's just tidy that up. Right, number 3, you're going to grab it, back swing, drop. That's going to drop the V-type and the Moors right there. Meanwhile, someone needs to be ready to pick this one up. So number 2, actually, rather than resetting here, yeah, why don't you get ready to take the Moors and put it there? Or take the Vitae, rather, and put it there. So you're going to go plus, drop, plus... And you're going to grab that, extend, and reset. Okay, meanwhile, number 3, who has reset their position here, is going to grab that salt which comes out here, noting that there's a Moors right here. They're going to go in, rotate, bring it there, minus extend. So that's salt and Vitae now. Bring it back in, pivot it that way, rotate it that way, and reset. Okay. So we've still got a Moors here. Number 2 reset. And is ready to pick up this one here. But this Moors is kind of not ready for its salt. But I tell you what, right, we are going to still take this salt with number 2 and we're going to deposit it down here. So this can go here, here, plus, plus, extend, reset. Yeah, and that's deposited as salt here. And you know what? We don't want to reset it because 2 needs to go and grab this Moors. 2 needs to grab this Moors. Yeah, because 3 can't grab the Moors. So, okay, rather than a reset, it's a drop, minus, minus, grab, plus, extend, reset. Okay, because it's number 3 that needs to do it. Let's test that up to that point. Oh no, really? Blah. I've really got to bring it back and then extend it in, do I? Man. Oh no, that puts number 2 out of position. So number 2 now needs to go one further, is it? No, actually 2 further. It's going nicely, actually. Okay, so that salt probably should be taken straight out. So that one that number 3 reset for. Right, which is already here by the time he gets here. We're dumping that straight into the other spot. So you're going to grab that, back, rotate, minus. Drop it. Meanwhile, we actually do need to start thinking about what this is going to do. So, right, that's here. So we're going to grab a track, grab a trusty arm, and so the V-tie ends up in the middle, that's fine. It's going to need to be yeah, I think we just grab it and rotate it twice. So which drop is it? It's that drop there, isn't it, for number 3? So you're going to grab it and you rotate it and pivot it. Okay. Here's the thing though, pretty sure we've just told the next salt to go to the wrong spot. Ah, well actually we told them, well, yeah, we did tell it to go to the wrong spot. In, rotate, extend and drop. Actually then, it's going to be better. This last section is going to put a little bit of a problem on us, right? We can't maneuver that round there. Now we could extend and put the V-tie there with the salt here, but that's only going to work for the first one. Yeah, shoot. Okay, gotta be missing something here. Gotta be missing something. This can only either be pointing inwards this way or pointing inwards this way. Ah, I think that's what I'm missing. I think that's what you actually need. No, not that one. That's the one you actually need, and that needs to be like that. Yeah. So you bond it that way, right? Rotate it so that it's here, here, in, here. Yeah, okay, right. Nah, that's much more sensible. Much more sensible way around. Okay, so 4 is going to do a... I think it's just a grab and a rotate then, isn't it? Yeah, grab and a rotate and a plus and a pivot. And that's going to get that here and here. And then we need to do kind of like our wiggles. That's fine, okay, and then reset. Okay, so number 3 drops it there, so we're going to grab at that point, rotate it, and then we need to pivot, rotate, rotate. So we pivot, rotate, pivot. Pivot, pivot, rotate. No, it's it's all about where the center of the rotation is here. You pivot it. Hang on. But you can't rotate that. No. And you can't pivot it an extra one the other way. So we're going to need to get full wiggle going here. So I think we release it. Yeah, okay. Release plus rotate, grab, and then rotate it that way. Oh, okay, now it's failing somewhere else, so now we're going to have to come back to this. So there's our Moors. And to be fair, number 2 can now go and... Oh, because number 2 is on a reset. Yeah, no. We don't want to do that, really. We're on our Moors with number 2, yeah? So actually, what we want to do is we want to rotate in a negative. We want to pivot it that way. Bring it in 1 and go negative 1. No, go positive 1. Because then we can drop this water off here. So you drop that, but number 3, don't just drop it, actually reset it. And then do a grab. And an in and a swing. Yeah, and a negative. Okay. Now the thing is, I've kind of designed myself into a bit of a corner here. Because where I've put that glyph of bonding, I can't actually now get the last... Oh no, I can! I can totally get the last one! Because I'll just move the Moors up by 1. Yeah, okay, we totally can get the last one. Meanwhile... Let's now go back to concentrating on number 4. And I did that wrong somehow. So you go and grab that. You're going to go here, release. O plus. Grab. Rotate. And now you can pivot that. Is this helping me? Is this actually helping me? This is not an unreasonable question. Like, that's a reasonable move. Like, that's kind of the only move we can do. So there's that one. We can then pivot that one. But where do you go from there? Because we then can't get any of them anymore. And actually we've kind of rotated it further away from where we want it. We can't stick an arm there. Do you know what? We could do something crazy like stick an arm back here. Or stick an arm back here. Right, let's go right the way from the start, yeah? Let's watch if any of these hexes get interfered with. No, no. Right. Yeah, that's it. That's it. We're just going to grab that here. Right, and at the point where you release it, like maybe you even just do a reset, right? Because all you need to do is you just need to grab it and spin it that way. And that's it. That's all that's needed. Okay, cool. Right. This is a good puzzle. This is hard. This is hard for sure. That gets number 4 into the correct position. Meanwhile, number 3 came back here and put that onto there. So now what do we want to do? We want to take number 3, and I think now we need that salt. We need that salt. But what we're going to do is we're going to take number 3. We're going to grab the Moors. We're going to move it up 1 and rotate it. So number 2 needs to do a reset. Ah, number 2 is going to grab the salt. Number 2 is going to grab the salt. So reset number 2, and then you're going to grab the salt. Right. Rotate that way. Plus, plus. Extend. Drop. Number 3. Hang on, wait. Number 2. Hang on. What did I just do wrong there? Yeah, that needs to happen like way later. There, in fact. Number 3, after going minus there, needs to release, extend, grab, bring it back 1, and pivot it round like... Where are we at? It's these 3, isn't it? So you're pivoting it twice? Something like that? Why is... Hang on, wait. Why is number 2 having a problem now? Oh, because number 2 didn't grab that early enough. Number 2 needs to grab it back here. Fine. And actually, like, number 2 can grab it at any time as long as it's not, as long as it doesn't interfere with what number 3 is doing. And all number 3 needs to do, actually, is pivot it once. That way. So number 2 could probably do it 2 earlier. No, probably just 1 earlier. Nope, couldn't do it earlier at all, in fact. It was perfectly timed from the beginning. Because now all number 3 needs to do is... yeah, rotate it. So number 2's already dropped it. All number 3 needs to do is rotate it that way and pivot it once. Pivot it twice and then reset. And then number 3 needs to grab that one here. And it's basically just back, rotate, rotate, reset. And meanwhile, number 4, who has been waiting very patiently, is this gonna work? Oh, right. Oh, okay. Sorry, yeah, the next one is not. Okay. So number... just stop. We'll just stop number 1 going through. Okay. Wow, it would be really handy right now if... oh, wait. No, we can rotate this. We can rotate this. Yay! That'll be it. Right? All we have to do for number 4, right, is we're going to go... grab it there. This way. Release. And number 3 can just... grab it, and as soon as it's released, he's just going to pivot it here and reset. And like, I think that's it. Okay. Let's give it a go. Oh no, what? Hang on, what? How did they collide? Did my resets not work correctly? They should all be in sync, right? Nice, nice, nice. Excellent. Okay, 3 more before we unlock the final boss of the game. Parade rocket fuel. The parade rocket is a type of rocket that is meant to be fired not at enemy positions but aimlessly into the air, where it explodes and creates a brilliant shower of light. This is said to be festive and is used in various celebrations, though I must confess that when I see them I imagine it can hardly be a comforting sight to those who remember the rockets of fierce battles in the city and therefore associate the sound and smell of them with death. However, those like myself who remember such battles are dwindling in number today, and if the parade rocket has grown in popularity recently, we can at least be thankful that it may be in part due to the peaceful times which we are now enjoying. It is my hope that such times continue, and that for future generations the only memory conjured by such a rocket is a joyful one. We've got stabilised fire, and parade rocket fuel comes out here. Wait a minute, we can't even fit that in there. Right, so this is the first time where the hint actually gives us not a super brilliant clue as to where things are supposed to be lined up. That's pretty neat, though. Yeah, that's weird. We only have 1 reagent. And we've got to make 5 atoms. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. What does this mean? What does this all mean then? So we need to make 2 with every cycle. And that means we're going to need a glyph of duplication. And in fact, actually, the easiest thing might be to pass double fire through here and then calcify the ones that we want on the other side. Yeah. This is my spicy play. It's going to need to be a piston. No, actually, no, it doesn't. It can just be a regular arm. Grab. Plus drop. Wait. Okay. I mean, I might have just made more work for myself, to be fair. Well, I don't know, really. I mean... Yeah, this is a tricky layout for sure. We are going to need a duplication glyph somewhere, right? That's fact. We certainly could, through clever rotation, actually not have to worry about the calcification glyph, because we could drop the double fire through. What do we need? So we need 6 fires and 4 salts. So 6 fires and 4 salts means a double fire and then 4 1 double fire and then 4 others. So what you do is you grab it, you rotate it, pivot it that way, release it, no, it's pivot, release, yeah, release, and then you go plus, grab, pivot, yeah, plus, and then reset that, and you want that 4 times essentially. Okay, and that's going to get you 1 double fire and 4 of the others. This one's pretty horrendous. So the double fire, if we want to have this 3-way thing here, it can only pass back a double, so it can only pass back these 2. So you'd be looking at getting a glyph of bonding and a glyph of breaking anyway on those fire salt combinations. And we only have 1 double fire that we're passing through for every 2 outputs, so it's not like the double fires always can consistently do that. So should that one go there, in fact? And we could theoretically just use this as storage for the bits we don't need straight away. So the double fire, so we've got fire and salt 1. Yeah, I think that's okay. I think that could work. I think maybe a piston arm here with a track that goes at least to here is probably warranted, so that we can get that spot and we can get that spot, and from here we can get that spot. Yeah. I think this one just for storage. Just storage. So you're going to be like here, and you're going to have a track back here. So the first one that's going to come through is the double fire. The double fire we are going to grab, and we're going to do this thing on. Yeah. So the first one that comes through is double fire. We're going to grab it. Could put one here ready to grab it, actually. Give me another piston arm here. Number 4. That sounds good. Right. Yeah. Yeah, I like that being number 4. Okay. Number 4's going to grab it. In. That's a ding. Ding. Rotate again, rotate that way. No, it's not. That's strange. Why doesn't that ding? Oh, is that only if they're not already bonded? That's kind of inconvenient. Maybe we need straight away here a glyph of breaking. Yeah, okay. So number 2 is just going to do a grab and a back. And we'll just reset number 2, ready to pick the next one up. Number 4. No. No. It's a grab and a back. And then a minus and a minus. No, it's not. It's a this way. It's a turn. Extend, extend, reset. Yeah, okay, right. Because number 4, which, I don't know, we'll start number 4 there, because I think that's a sensible place for it to start, and we're just going to start with a retract back here. But number 4, after you move that back, is going to grab this. And after you've done an extend, extend, you bring that back there. You've released that, so you bring that here. Wait, what? No, it's one too many. Yeah, okay. Rotate, rotate that way. Great. Now that can sort of sit there for the moment. Because what number 2's going to do is after you drop this, number 2 is going to grab the next one. And I think we're just going to dump that one straight into storage. So there's going to be 6 of these coming through. Right. And we're going to focus on getting these into storage. No, there's going to be 4 of these coming through, rather. So number 2 is going to grab, bring in. 1, 2, 3, out, reset. Probably not reset really, is it? It's more like here, 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 minus, grab. That's weird. Oh, I forgot to drop it. Right, meanwhile, arm number 3 needs to have gone like, after you drop that one, grab it, rotate, minus, minus, reset. And then after you drop that one, grab it, rotate, minus, extend, reset. Okay, number 2 needs an in and then an out on here. And number 3, after it got reset, needs to actually go minus, extend. Oh, okay. And then all it needs to actually do is swing and then reset. Right. Okay, at this point then, arm number 1, you need to get yourself slightly slowed down. Okay, and arm number 2, I think you're basically gonna do the same instructions that you were doing before. Yeah, so I think we're basically just gonna take these and we're just gonna make a copy there. Arm number 3, grab, rotate. So we put one here, yeah? So we did a grab, a rotate. Hang on, we are only going to store 4 of them, aren't we? Oh yeah, but we need to move them off the pad to move them on back onto the pad later, right? So that, rotate. No, do you know what actually? No. Just neg. Here, up, grab, negative again, drop, or reset. We're only gonna have we only need 4 atoms in storage, right? So we've got the 2 fires come through. I mean, to be fair, the 5th one would kind of make sense to bring through as well. Maybe let's leave a bit of gap because that's fine, right? Because it's only Okay, you can do negative, bring it in, and then drop it, and then it's all kind of in there and ready. Hang on, wait. So that one's not actually ready until that point anyway. Okay. And then we're ready to kind of take the final one. Okay, so there are 2 more coming. One fire needs to come through, yeah. So number 2, after it got reset, is going to bring it in, ring it in. Here, extend it, and drop it. And number 3 is just going to pick that up. It's being dropped here, isn't it? So actually, do you know what? Number 3, rather than that, yeah, let's just add a minus minus. And then a plus before the extend. There we go, and then that's all I need to drop off. Yeah, number 3 just needs to grab it, minus it, and let it go. Okay, and then we'll come back to number 3 later. Meanwhile, we now have everything we need over here. We're going to add a repeat up there so that Claw 1 doesn't just sort of get ahead of itself. But this is now everything we need to make this work. At this point, I might want to extend this track downwards. And we might want to have some other bonding glyphs. We have not needed this track to go to there so far, have we? Yeah. Because we might want that for a bonding glyph in a minute. Because we could pop these 2 here. Pop a bonding glyph there to get that salt. And I reckon yeah, It's a tough one, isn't it? I reckon a glyph there is going to be good for us. We might also need a glyph here. Does that mess up anything that we've already done? It doesn't, which is shocking, frankly, shocking. So that's okay. So we want to do the back of this first, for sure. And we are also going to want that to extend down to here. Okay. So that is going to go up there and get bonded using this one. But first we need to take this, rotate it. Yeah, okay, right. So number 2 which ends up... Where does number 2 end up? Here. Okay. So we'll bring number 2 round here, go -1. Yeah. In, grab, in, round, round, extend, drop. That's going to put that salt there just for safekeeping. Number 4 can pull it into position later when we need it. Number 2 then, which is now facing this way, is going to go yeah. In, back, back, back. We're going to take this, rotate it, and we're going to pop it here, and that's going to come back here. Yeah, so bring it in. Plus, plus, plus. Grab this one. Right. Meanwhile, number 4, we need this piece that you have been diligently holding. We need it to be in line with this. And I think all you have to do, number 4, is, after we have moved this out the way, so around about here, is just grab it if you're not already grabbed it. No, you're still holding it, in fact. Okay, so all you need to do, once, twice, 3 times. Slightly further back there. Even further back would be better. And that is a rotate. A pivot rather than a rotation. Great. This one needs to rotate, 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 and just extend. Pivot, rather. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, can't actually do that. Rotate it that way. And then extend it. Oh yeah, this can release. And then go and grab the salt ready. So release, rotate, extend, and then the grab is going to be somewhere around here. And then it's in and minus. And as you do that, you bring that one in. Oh, that's nice. That's pretty nice. Okay. Arm number 2 is going to release. Arm number... Arm number 2 is going to release. Arm number 4 is then just going to extend and drop. And now we take our spares, which we're storing over here, and we're going to bring those in. So, meanwhile, number 3 should be basically ready to drop. well, number 3 can drop the first 2 quite a bit beforehand, right? So number 2, as soon as it drops, we can go and start placing a fire here and a fire here. And we will basically build the same thing that we built before. Well, actually, no. Let's take a salt and a fire and we're going to put it there so that we can copy the same instructions as before. Yeah. So number 3 is going to drop a salt and a fire. So number 2 is going to bond that salt and fire together and is going to deposit them here. So number 2 is going to go minus, rotate, grab, round, deal with that. So minus, rotate, and I think another minus, in fact. Grab. So number 3, well, needs to have released like a long while back. And then you're going to bring it in. 1, 2, 3, drop it. Incidentally, I need to work out which way round that needs to be. It's salt on top. It's salt on top. So what I need then is I need salt. If I grab that there and I'm putting it there, I want that one to be fire. I want that one to be fire. So, and then you're going to go here, 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 plus extend, grab. So we put that there. Minus in 1, 2 to bring it here. Don't want to push it straight like that. I need it to kind of be... So at the moment I'm holding it like that. I sort of want it to be... Okay, at this point, number 3 is going to have dropped me in. So, what did I say? I said I wanted salt on that one. It's basically the opposite way around to how they're actually arranged. So number 3 at this point is on a fire. So fire... And to be fair, we can just drop it straight back in, like straight away. Yeah, okay. We don't even actually need to... So that could be extend and drop. And then bring it back, rotate that way, go +1, extend, pick up, bring it back, rotate and drop. Okay, so then these are just sitting here now, ready. Okay, well that's the first indication that I've done something wrong. So, so you go in minus this way, minus, you need another extend. Grab in round. Okay, grab up in round. Okay, so you want plus... Yeah, you want plus release... Plus release, rotate, grab. Extend and then pivot. Right, and then I'm going to release that. Great. Meanwhile, number 3 needs to have dropped the other 2 fires off, yeah? So the other 2 fires from number 3 are ready to have been grabbed, well, basically as soon as we move these, really. Okay, so that can be there, right? So where does number 3 end up? Right, ends up pointing here. So we want rotate minus rotate minus grab, rotate, extend, drop. Okay, and that drops that one. Bring it in, rotate it back, do another minus, grab it, bring it that way, plus plus drop. That's going to put 2 fires here. Number 2 has ended up pointing this way and has dropped it, but we can go round, 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 grab in, round twice, extend 3 times, drop it, bring it in once, round minus, grab in plus, rotate twice, extend it once. Okay. At which point it needs to get rid of it. And number 4 is going to take it from there. That did not do what I expected it to do. Okay, we're grabbing that one. That's going where we expect. Here, here. Now we're expecting another rotate. Yeah, you grab it, you bring it in, you rotate it twice, you extend it, and then you drop it. Great. At the point where you drop it, number 4, which can... yeah, at the point where you drop it, number 4, which can have been holding on to this one by this point. Number 4 can pivot it that way. Rotate it and pivot it. except for the fact that number 4's in the wrong spot, so it needs to, number 4 needs to like come back at some point and rotate round 3 times. Trit's in the chat! Hello, hello, how are you doing? Why are we taking it in and extending it again? 2 at the end there. Yeah, well, I was having problems with swinging. When you've got a long arm swinging round, it can bump into stuff, so it's more of a safety thing. But yeah, I agree, shouldn't be strictly necessary. But number 4, we want to end up on the edge here to make sure we've got room. Because the whole point is we're going to try and repeat our instructions from earlier. Which is not actually going to be terribly easy for us to do, but we could probably do it. Right, so we're going to pivot it again. Yeah, we're going to pivot, pivot, release, rotate, grab, pivot. Okay, so number 4 in the correct spot now. So that's good. So we've got one of those there. We've got 2 there. Wait, what did you do? No, don't do that. Oh no, you dropped it in the worst possible place you could have dropped it. Number 1 could deal with that, probably. Yeah, number 1 could probably pass it back to you. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. We won't worry about that too hard. Okay. So number 2's dropped this here. So with number 2, we want to grab this thing here. And we're going to place it up there. So number 2, at this point, probably just rotate yourself round twice and grab it. And number 3 will have made sure that you drop it at this point here. So number 3, you need to do a rotate minus extend grab. Whoops, rotate minus extend grab. And you are going to retract it, bring it in, do a plus, and drop it. And that's the point you're going to drop it. Number 2, you're going to grab it, you're going to move it that way, you're going to extend it and drop it. Oh, this is actually working. This is actually working. So at this point then, number 4 now needs to... Do you know what? We don't need to do this weird movement with number 4 here. We can do that, grab that there, and literally just rotate number 4 twice. And that's all we need to do there, because then it's in the correct spot. Just rotating it the other way around, ideally. And then you need to pivot it backwards, so that way. Good. And release it, because our number 2 is going to do its thing. Okay, so number 1, you are going to, at some point, Yeah, that we're just going to get rid of. Yeah. No, you need to release that. But that's where you end up. So at some point during this process... Hey, we have Souffle in the chat. Good to see you. Shout out to Souffle. So, Souffle is the artist who made all of our emotes. So, if you are a subscriber and you are using emotes, you have Souffle to thank for them. Not much of an early riser. Oh, right, okay. Oh, I hadn't realised you were. Well, hang on. Not much of an early riser. Wait, what time zone are you working in? You must be very, very far east of me, then. Today we are working our way. Oh, right, yes. So on Mondays I stream usually from like 7:15 till 9:45, something like that, in the evening, and then Sundays is usually a morning stream. Yeah. It's mostly because I get up with my daughter in the mornings on Sundays, and then when my wife gets up and takes over for a bit, I come and have a bit of a chilled out morning with you guys. Right, so let me think. Yeah, so number one at some point simply just needs, and probably around about that point actually, number one just needs to grab, rotate back and drop it off. That is fair enough. I mean, you know, like a Sunday morning stream it's a very particular it's a very particular demographic. I do have one chap, Ground Control. He comes on the Sunday morning streams. He's in the US, but he's up late. Ah, Jack WK in the chat. Thank you very much for the subscription. That's amazing. Thank you, sir. Yeah, so Ground Control in the chat on Sunday mornings. He's usually still up on Saturday night rather than, yeah, because it's something like 3 in the morning for him. Yeah, thanks very much, Jack. I hope you've been having a great start to your week. Hope everything's good with you. So let's think. So number 2. Oh, wow, we've also got Alpico in the chat as well. Blimey, we've got everyone turning up today. Hello, hello. Oh, you brought friends and snacks. Amazing, amazing. Yeah, I hope you guys are all having a great start to your week. It's, alas, it's the end of summer, right? But, you know, if you are based in the UK, you'll know that we've just had an incredibly unseasonable September heatwave, which in many ways is the best way to send summer off, you know? Like, from tomorrow, apparently, we are back to business as usual. It's going to be warm, but it's going to be... Oh, wow, okay. You guys, not so much of the... not so much of the heat. Like, it was pretty warm, to be fair. Like, I have been mostly taking off the last week in terms of recording because it's been far too hot to be playing under the lights and such like. But, you know, last barbecue of the season, right? Last barbecue of the season. If you didn't get a barbecue last weekend, that's probably it for another year. Winter is the best. Thank God it's the end of summer. You're in a hometown, so it's pretty warm here. Fair, fair. Oh no! Do you know what? We mostly had a barbecue this weekend because we also realised that we hadn't really had a proper one. Like, we did plan to have one, but then it sort of got cancelled, and then it sort of got rained off. So we had a barbecue, but indoors under the grill on the George Foreman. But that's not the same. It's not the same at all. Okay, arm number 2. You don't want to be grabbing that one. Arm number 2 doesn't... Oh, no. We want to be releasing that one, right? And we're going to bring that in. I think we're going to bring it in twice. And we're going to go plus. Exactly where do we end up? Were we here or were we here? Yes. Do you know what? We could have saved ourselves a lot of pain by not rotating that, actually, couldn't we? Yeah, that would have been clever. Okay, right, we're going to go here. Extend, grab, pivot it that way. Man, my memory is so bad for this puzzle. I think we just rotate it then. No, can't rotate it. It's going to need to come in one, pivot again. In one, pivot again, then rotate it, I think. It's alright, you've got a covered barbecue wood burner, so you just do it in the February rain. Yeah, that's the English way, right? We need to make sure... Oh no, now we can't rotate that or... Okay. Release it. Minus, grab it there, push it up, and then pivot it again. Trying to get these things maneuvered around is such a difficulty. This is, for those of you guys who just sort of joined fairly recently, this is like the end game content. This is like the... oh, was the main game not challenging enough for you? Let's kind of just do it, but now you have to do it in a tiny little space. Which is definitely an experience. We need to re-grab it here and extend it. Yeah. And then pivot it. We're pretty close to having this now, though. No, that's no good. That's no good. We can't extend that there. Okay, get rid of those lines. Come back to here. Yeah. Don't extend, just grab it and rotate it. Grab it, pivot it, then rotate it. That's probably better. And then pivot it. Yes, we've got it, right. And then we're going to pivot it, and then we're going to extend it and bring it back. Oh, this is just... in a way, like this game, It is a puzzle game for sure, but it's very much not figure out what you need to do. It's more figure out how to do it. It's a lot more kind of mechanical than a traditional puzzle game. Like, traditional puzzle game is like, yeah, trying to work out what you're trying to do. This is, yeah. I do kind of like it though. I think this game, as well as all of the other Zachtronics games by the same developer, they're incredibly educational in a way. Like, they're very... I've recommended them before to my friends' children, because it's very good for, like, teaching you sort of the principles of programming a little bit. You're close to coding, Darkflow. And you're here thinking about playing it yourself, because it's awesome, Tritz. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's not about finding the solution, it's about finding a solution. That's a really good way of putting it, actually, yeah. Because all of these puzzles have multiple ways that you can solve them. Many, many different ways. So we're going to bring that back, and then we're going to go negative on that one. Yeah, we're not going to release it straight away, actually. We're going to go negative on it. And then we're going to release it. Meanwhile, number 4, after you've released that there, it needs to extend and grab that. And we're going to bring it back. And then forward. And then I think we reset at that point. You would go quite a bit into optimization. Interestingly enough, like, I've never really felt the compulsion to try and optimize cycles. Like, space, I think, is really kind of fun to try and optimize. But yeah, like, I think optimizing cycles requires a level of understanding of this game that I just do not possess at all. But I find exactly the same thing with Human Resource Machine and 7 Billion Humans, which I'm not streaming, but if you guys really like Opus Magnum, chances are you'd really like Human Resource Machine and 7 Billion Humans. Those are both on the YouTube, which you should all go and subscribe to. Currently, it's like, what's going to reach 100 first? I've got 97 subscribers on YouTube. I've got 95 followers on Twitch, so it's very touch and go between the two. And yeah, both Human Resource Machine and 7 Billion Humans very, very similar to this game. And that's it. That's going to do it. And now all we have to do is sit back and enjoy the hype. Enjoy it working. Enjoy a job well done. But yeah, have any of you in the chat played either 7 Billion Humans or Human Resource Machine? Personally, I think Human Resource Machine is the better of the two games. It's very satisfying to watch it kind of churn away once it is working. I have to say though, one of my least favourite kinds of puzzle in this game is where you basically have to do the same puzzle twice because you have a spare atom left at the end of it. But that is a solution to that puzzle. You've seen a bit of the 7 Million Humans game. Fair, fair. Yeah, you should check it out on my YouTube. It's interesting. Human Resource Machine is a lot more like an assembler style programming language. 7 Billion Humans is more kind of stochastic, multi-threaded programming. But I think the first game is a tighter experience with much better curated levels, whereas the second game tends to introduce a lot of new mechanics as the game goes on. The variety in the second game is more around new mechanics being introduced rather than the puzzles getting cleverer and harder, you know. Okay, we have done some great work there. We've done 4 puzzles this evening. We have got 2 puzzles left here, and then presumably we will unlock the final boss of the game, in inverted commas. That is going to be all we have time for this week, though. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye. Okay, so that's the outro for the YouTube people. That's the outro for the YouTube people.